The New York Jets are being forced into an impossible decision at quarterback as there's been a bunch of different reports about who their next quarterback is going to be, and a bunch of insiders have revealed the truth on the matter in discussions with what Aaron Glenn and Darren Mougey want to see and what their eventual plans are at the position, and we're going to break all of it down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Jets Digest. It's Chris and Matt here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. And guys, if you're enjoying the content, if you're part of that 77% that's not subscribed to Jets Digest, make sure to subscribe. We're giving you multiple Jets updates every single day. You guys don't want to miss out, especially for all Jets content throughout the offseason. And guys, now let's jump into the video. Look, we have a lot to discuss with the New York Jets' next quarterback, and according to multiple reports, it's been revealed that people who have met with the New York Jets, apparently it appears that they are ready to go with Tyrod Taylor as their quarterback over next season, with plans to draft a quarterback in day 2 of the NFL draft. So Taylor, someone who will give stability, just bit the inside of my mouth. That felt great. Taylor, who will give stability at the Jets position at quarterback over next year, obviously is not a super exciting option, but it always was one that was fairly realistic. When you talk about probable quarterbacks for next year for the New York Jets, it really felt like it was coming down to either Tyrod Taylor, Justin Fields, or a rookie. And I said this in the video I made about Aaron Rodgers that's coming out soon after this, but like, in discussions with all this, it feels like it's very likely that the next Jets quarterback is going to be Tyrod Taylor or some sort of rookie. And well, it would be surprising to see them not draft a quarterback in the new regime's first year as an NFL front office. You imagine a quarterback is going to be picked somewhere. Obviously, there's not a ton of high prospects, Matt, but it does make things interesting. I mean, Taylor, he gives the Jets that culture that they want, that winning culture, a guy who's just a good locker room presence. It adds a bunch of positives, and on top of that, you look at where the Jets are at. It's not the worst decision in the world. I'm curious how the players feel, but I imagine they do like Tyrod Taylor. And on top of that, they will probably draft someone in day 2 of the draft, meaning they'll be able to kind of shift over mid-season to a younger guy.
So Tyrod Taylor, definitely the most likely quarterback for the New York Jets going into next season because he's the best quarterback that they have under contract. Actually, I believe Adrian Martinez is a free agent this offseason. So he's going to be the only quarterback that they currently have under contract, making him the most likely one. The New York Jets, the top of the draft, not very promising quarterback-wise. Even if it was promising, they're not in the range to go up and select an elite prospect. Tyrod Taylor or another free agent was always the most likely option. Although we talk about these free agent quarterbacks, Justin Fields, Daniel Jones, Russell Wilson, are any of them really a market increase, an upgrade from Tyrod Taylor? I don't think so. So why would we pay one of those quarterbacks and pay Tyrod Taylor? Just salary cap wise, just roll with Tyrod Taylor and see what he can give you. This is not very surprising to me, even though I know people are going to talk about Tyrod Taylor's injury history. That is not something I'm considering at all when it comes to Tyrod Taylor, because Tyrod Taylor, he's a tanking quarterback. Them starting Tyrod Taylor is them telling us that we don't have a quarterback right now for the long-term future. And where are they going to get that long-term quarterback for the future? It's going to be the top of the 2026 NFL draft. This talk of drafting a quarterback day 2 scares me a little bit, because if you look at the history of that round 3, certainly doesn't look good. Round 2, that would have to be either Jackson Dart or Jalen Milroe. I mean, both guys that are pretty scary. Jalen Milroe is the one you can sell me on, because Jalen Milroe does have a Jalen Hurts-esque profile. He looks like Jalen Hurts. I've read that he's Jalen Hurts with a jetpack and a rocket booster on his arm. So that's pretty exciting. He's the guy who could potentially turn into an elite prospect if you developed him correctly in the New York Jets organization. His elite athleticism combined with his very powerful arm could turn into a really good quarterback in the NFL. I understand at this moment in time, Jackson Dart is a better quarterback, but I don't care, because Jalen Milroe has better athleticism and a stronger arm. But Jackson, and we're not talking about right now. You don't draft a quarterback for who's better right now. You draft a quarterback for who could be better in 4 years. That's why you got to. I would take Jalen Milroe over Jackson Dart.
Same.
But if you're going to ask me, I'm probably not even taking either one because I think there are good prospects in this draft, and taking a quarterback just isn't the right thing long term. I mean, I don't want to keep talking about it, but if you're going to ask me, you got to just take one of those elite quarterbacks that we know are coming out in next year's draft.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it makes sense why they would take a quarterback because, say, Tyrod goes down with an injury, your backup is Jordan Travis. And the Jets are not anti-Jordan Travis, but we've talked about this so much. This is not the regime's pick at fifth overall, jeez, in the 5th round. This was not their pick. They're not going to play. They're not going to get. Jordan Travis is effectively, if he gets into the games with the Jets next year, which is possible, you know he's going to be on a short leash because they didn't pick him. They didn't develop him. He's not their guy. So he's going to get put on a short leash. They're going to happily, if they draft someone else, Jordan Travis is going to continue to be the 3rd string. And he'd have to outplay that whoever they pick by a significant enough margin where the Jets are going to decide to take a flyer on a guy who's older, has an insane injury history with that gruesome leg injury, not their pick, and has 1 less year left on his contract. So there's just no real right for if the Jets are going to draft a quarterback to ever play Jordan Travis. So we're going to see a lot of that as well. What are you laughing at?
Dude, I completely forgot we had Jordan Travis under contract, but I mean, the round he was drafted, the prospect he was, the injury, there's just so many reasons to just completely forget about him. When looking at the long-term future of the Jets, there are too many reasons to forget about Jordan Travis.
He hasn't practiced once. Like, I think people are forgetting the man missed the entire season and still has not been cleared. Like,
I mean, dude, I don't think you can't forget that because that's the only headline we have related to him.
Yeah, but you look at
well, you have that headline and you have the headlines that must have been coming out last year that we missed, where was Jordan Travis is God. Jordan Travis is going to win the Heisman if he doesn't get injured.
Yeah, literally, dude. Like,
I missed those, but our comment section didn't.
No, I mean, the people in the comments want to see Jordan Travis. Jets Twitter, there's always the obligatory Jordan Travis, what about him post, and everyone else being like, no. And Jets Reddit's on the same thing. All the Jets social media outlets, you get the obligatory every week. Hey, how about we use Jordan Travis? And everyone's like, he's a 5th-round quarterback coming off a gruesome knee injury. Yeah, like, I wouldn't mind watching him play. And look, I'll be honest, if the Jets decide to not draft a quarterback, which again, I'd be shocked if they don't pick a quarterback at somewhere in the draft. I don't think it's going to be the 1st round. I do think they're going to, I honestly do believe they're going to pick a defender. Did you make that video on a certain draft prospect saying he wants to play for Aaron Rodgers and Sauce Gardner? All right,
I did.
Yeah, I mean, Will Johnson saying he would love to do that. We've talked about this.
Well, I definitely didn't make that. I made Cam Ward saying he wanted to play for Aaron Glenn. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it didn't happen yet, guys. Guys, don't pay attention to that. That hasn't happened yet. It'll happen. But, I mean, you have guys who are openly talking about playing for the Jets and would be interested in it. Now, one of them is Cam Ward, who is a quarterback, obviously. But on top of that, I really don't think they're going to pick a quarterback in the 1st round, especially the reports are that they'd look at day 2. And, look, if you want to take a flyer on a Jackson Dart, on a Kyle McCord, Jalen Milroe, Quinn Ewers in day 2 of the draft, I don't personally love the idea. I don't hate it. Like, I don't think Ewers is going to perform in the NFL.
Someone was saying in the comments yesterday that they thought McCord was going to be off the board pretty early, and he was saying how he was not going to be available at 42. If Kyle McCord is not on the board at 42,
that's a reach.
No, it's not a reach. What I meant to say was I would bet my life savings on him still being on the board at 42.
I will say I do think Kyle McCord is going to be one of the first quarterbacks drafted. Not like the first 2.
Yeah, you mean
after? As well.
I mean, I think my quarterback 5. So
I think McCord is. I mean, people like him, and he like. The thing about Kyle McCord is there's not a glaring hole in his game as far as I've seen. So it becomes this thing, if this guy could give stability, if we could develop him. Like, he's not going to be some NFL superstar, but he doesn't have the makings of a varsity athlete. Little Sopranos reference right there. But with McCord, he's someone who does everything well. Also, fun fact about Kyle McCord, man grew up a Jets fan. So I think the Jets are going to take a long, hard look at Kyle McCord, a guy who, I mentioned this in a video that hasn't been released yet. It's an absurd thing to talk about because it doesn't matter that much. But at the same time, Kyle McCord played football in the Northeast his entire life. He's from Pennsylvania, grew up a Jets fan, played at Syracuse. So he's going to have no problem playing in the Northeast. Like, you know how some NFL players just have no interest in playing in states where it's going to get cold out? Like, that is a thing that actually happens. So I think the Jets, for a bunch of reasons, plus the stability of it, will probably look at Kyle McCord. I imagine they'll look at Jalen Milroe. I don't think Quinnen Ewers is going to be very good in the NFL, honestly. But I think it'll be interesting to see what the Jets do. Like, I don't think Tyrod Taylor, I think he could start the season. I don't think he'll end the season. I think they'd go towards a younger arm, whether it's Jordan Travis, whether it's someone they pick up in free agency somewhere who's, like, been waived and probably not very good, or whether they draft someone on day 2. As of right now, random guess or educated guess, I really messed that one up. Random educated guess right now, who would you expect the Jets to take at quarterback? Like, from all we've seen from them thus far, who would you think they're going to go with if they pick a day 2 quarterback?
I think Jackson Dart's going to fall at day 2, and they're going to take Jackson Dart. They're probably going to trade up and make like a Will Levis selection from 2 years ago, where Will Levis was taken, I believe it was 34th overall. It might have been 33rd overall.
Geez Louise.
But at the top of the second round, I would significantly rather see Jalen Milroe be the pick, because I don't care about the safe floor, because, Chris, I got a secret. Any of these quarterbacks can bust. Like, anyone could be Zach Wilson. There's no such thing.
Bust?
Yeah. There's no such thing as a quarterback prospect with a safe floor. I feel like a bunch of people like Kyle McCord because he feels like a safe pick, because he is got to bring race into it, the white pocket passer that just looks like the quarterback that we've seen do it well so many times at the next level. But I'm only concerned with the ceiling, because if you're the New York Jets quarterback, if we are going to the playoffs, you have to beat some combination of Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. Like, you're going to have to beat at least one of those guys, probably 2 of those guys, maybe even all 3 of those guys. And then to win a Super Bowl, you'd have to beat someone from another quarterback on top of that. So you're going to tell me that Kyle McCord is ever going to be good enough to do that? You're telling me Jackson Dart is ever going to be good enough to do that? You got to, for me, if you're going to be an elite quarterback in this league, you have to have elite traits, and those guys just don't have it.
White pocket passer is what you're telling me.
That's absolutely not what I'm saying. I have Jalen Milroe over Jackson Dart.
Definitely
give me that.
My mic over.
Oh boy! Oh my God! Just end the video, Chris.
Yeah,
what are we doing here,
guys? We're failing miserably right now. Nah, we're killing it. We're the best. Guys, if you guys like hearing about the New York Jets, we're the best people to listen to, because, well, we are. And if you guys disagree, I'm gonna be in your bedroom tonight. That sounded really, really insane.
Well, we're editing that out. Yeah, I would say just
guys,
send the video early.
I'm sorry. Have a great day and go Jets. I didn't even let me stop recording because I'm not even clicked on OBS. Have a great day. Go Jets.
Oh, my God.
Guys.
Okay. All right.